Let's talk about facelift surgery. Without minimizing this procedure, the recovery after a facelift can be pretty intense. There are some major changes that take place in the face, such as swelling and bruising. You're gonna have a pretty large head wrap placed on your head in the operating room, and you're gonna have stitches for about a week. However, people undergo a substantial amount of healing in that first 7 days after surgery. Your stitches come out, your bandages come off, and you can wash your hair again and start to feel a little bit more human. Most patients, before they're really able to step out of the house and feel confident and comfortable, are gonna need at least 2 weeks for the swelling to go down, for the bruising to go away, and even in that case are probably gonna want to apply a little bit of makeup or cosmetics to conceal some of the changes that have taken place. It's really 4 to 6 weeks before I would say that someone's gonna be able to step out and feel completely natural. In terms of being quote unquote red carpet ready, it's gonna take you probably 3 to 4 months before you feel fully confident to step into a major social setting, a huge work function, a podium presentation, or something where you're gonna be highly scrutinized and highly photographed. Going into a facelift consultation, it's important to understand what are the limitations of a facelift and where does this procedure end and other procedures begin. A facelift is going to classically correct aging changes that are seen in the lower 2/3 of the face. If you put your finger where your cheekbone is, everything from there down can be addressed with a facelift. However, everything from the cheekbones up, so the lower eyelids, the upper eyelids, the temples, changes that you see in the forehead and the brow, those are different types of procedures. And they can often be combined at the same time as a facelift, but they're not necessarily included in a facelift surgery. Non-surgical treatments, things like fillers, Sculptra, microneedling, even more advanced treatments like ultrasound therapy to tighten the face, they can only go so far. And the more you use those procedures, the more difficult that a facelift can be later on. It doesn't mean that you've burned a bridge or you've excluded yourself from a facelift surgery. However, there comes a certain time when you've exceeded what can be done with non-surgical treatments, and it's really time to consider a surgical consultation. So because facelifts have become all the rage, they've been popularized by celebrities, people's faces have been dissected ad nauseum, celebrities that you've heard about, there's now this concept of a celebrity plastic surgeon. And there's been this trend in the industry amongst facial plastic surgeons of trying to trademark a facelift procedure or trying to claim that they possess some knowledge that nobody else has in order to justify some pretty outrageous prices. What I can tell you guys is this: when it comes to finding and choosing the best plastic surgeon to perform your facelift, what really matters is only a couple of things. Number one, what is their experience? Number two, how do you feel when you interact with their staff and come into the office? And number three, what is their plan for you? You need to walk out of the office feeling extremely comfortable and confident with everything that you've heard and seen. So I would recommend taking some time to get to know your surgeon, to get to understand the plan and why the plan is what it is, and then make your choice going forward. When it comes to experience, I've been in independent private practice for nearly 10 years, and I performed thousands of facial plastic surgeries. I trained at the world-renowned Cleveland Clinic under a very famous facelift surgeon. My knowledge and expertise is on par with anybody else out there that you can find. There are many great plastic surgeons out there from which you can choose, but what separates Avabello is the amount of care and attention that goes into all of the work that we perform. When you come in to see us here, you get a tremendous amount of personalized time and attention. All of my surgical patients go home with my cell phone number. If you need me, you can reach out to me anytime and contact me directly, and I will be there for you. In addition, we've developed an enhanced recovery protocol here. We've partnered with a local wellness facility, and we arrange for all of our patients to get hyperbaric oxygen and red light therapy to speed the recovery process and move your healing along. Choosing the right time and technique makes all the difference, and a consultation is the best way to understand your options.